live now. Hello, welcome to the 707 show. I'm Moira Bush.
My name is Alena Nyvltova, and I have my dear friend here as guest, and it's Kathryn, Asaro.
Thank you for having me.
Raw. I'm going to ask her what this raw means. Why is it not Kathryn? Why is her name actually raw? And everyone calls you raw. Eh?
Well,
I'm going to be digging into that. Okay.
Okay.
Let's just do it. I'm definitely going to be asking you.
Okay.
I'm curious because I don't know the story, and every time I ask them, they just giggle. So I want to know why she's called raw. So we're in season 3 at the 707 show, and we want to thank each one of you for sharing the show and allowing us to get so many views every week. We're asking that please, if you could just get your friends and family and anybody who's interested in spiritual talks to join the group, the Facebook group, so they can be notified when we go live. And the Facebook group is exclusive for the TV show that we're doing here, and we post lots of positive news on there as well, so it'd be really lovely if you could join the 707 show Facebook group. And if you are joining the show, if you are joining the group, you can also join the show, because that means that when we go live, your comments will appear live on screen, and you can see that Michael, our producer, is just loading it for us now.
Hello,
Let's see who's joined us.
Shannon.
Shannon's joined us. She says, hello, beautiful ladies. Shannon, don't they look stunning? It's supposed to be a casual show, and they're all dressed up and looking smart.
And we are all bluish.
Yeah, we all have this like navy blue theme. Yeah. It's the base of all the colours. Okay, and Norma Jean has joined, Teresa Smith and Jay. Hello, Jay. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us. And if you like the show, please, we ask you to share it on your timelines as you're watching, and that we can have more people join the conversation. Yeah.
Okay, and ask what's the secret about the name?
Yo, why Ra? I mean, you know, Ra is like the sun god Ra, or Ra is like
Right.
party time.
It could mean that if that's how you interpret it. But if I gave you the name, my birth name, it's not difficult, but spelling it might be difficult. And then when I give you my married name along with that, those 3 names, it's Kathryn Asaro Myers. So spell that, get it wrong 100 times, 1,000 times. It occurred to me, maybe that's not the easiest name to tell people. So I thought, let me brand myself. So I thought about that when I moved to Ontario. So I'll brand myself. It's a good idea. And I worked with a branding coach. And you know how you have a plan and it starts to develop, and we were coming up with what that brand should be. And it was really feeling good. I was doing videos. Yeah. It felt like, oh, this is great. It's a new me. And I have a grandson. I have many grandchildren. At that time, I had 1 grandson, 2 grandsons. And his very first words, he was little and he had a fever and he hadn't spoken very much, but his very first word was Rara.
Aww, that's
and
cute.
As soon as he said that, I said, that's me.
That's you.
So I bought a website, Rara Cards. I said, this is great. I can spell it. You can spell it. Meaning anybody, even if you misspell it, it's still Rara.
And it's good branding because it's memorable. Everyone's going to remember. Did you meet that woman Rara at that event?
Everybody remembers the name. And I usually walk in with a tag like Rara's in the house. And it really related to me being in the house with my family.
Okay.
So.
In Alena, she's education coordinator, and she goes, Rara, and we go, it's in the house.
So everybody finishes my opening for me.
And it's a very good anchor, then, it was really amazing when you asked me to, to be part of the show, and I really appreciate it because it gives me opportunity to bring people who are very special to me. And I think in life we have always somebody who kind of give us something what we need in the moment. Then as I was saying, I had an astrology chart, and the astrologist said you have no grounding element.
No grounding element.
She said you're somewhere in the future or somewhere floating. You gotta come to the ground. You have to create somebody who will ground you. My son was grounding element only 1, and when he died there was no grounding element. Then I said, I have one. Because Kathryn will put you on the ground. She will say, come here and go and get it. Then, I met her 10 years ago. And we met somewhere in the Richmond Hill on some woman meetings, and then we disconnect. And then when my son died, she showed up in my house. And she showed up, and then we talk, and she's doing the gratitude show, and I was on the gratitude show, and then I started recognizing how important it is to feel grateful in life.
Yeah.
And the send out cards, what Kathryn does, it gives me opportunity to tell people I love them. We don't do that too much, right?
Oh my God, I got to tell you that's the one I do love these send out. I don't know if you've ever heard of these send out cards, but that's exactly what I love about them is you spontaneously, every now and again, you send me a card, and I don't know where you get the photos, but you get a photo that makes me look so good, and then you put it on these cards, and you sometimes just put a simple message like thank you or I love you and I appreciate you, and it's like, but you get it in the post. We don't print things anymore, right?
No.
And I really do get that gratitude with that card. I love it.
Yeah.
I love getting them.
Yeah. Then when we have this tendency to sit in the car and go and end it in many different places, and one day we sleep in the room when our plane get busted and we cannot continue. We were sleeping wrapped in our in the sheets because we have no pajamas. And she said, how adventurous we are in the sheets tonight. And we went to Prompting Academy with Cody Bateman from Send Out Cards, and it was absolutely amazing creation, what Kathryn can create. And I want you to say something about what drives you to bring people in so much connection and greatness in life and the relationship building, because that's what you really are. She really builds relationship, and very powerful one.
Thank you first of all for having me on the show. I really appreciate that, and it's quite beautiful here. It feels really good. To the audience, you have to think about what we're looking out at. It's awesome. So if you're on that side, you might want to get on this side. What drives me is what I feel, like right here. A lot of people say it's between your ears. I think it's between your shoulders.
Yes.
So what I feel is if there's a connection, maybe I'm in front of you, maybe I'm connected through someone, but when I feel that, like you, I'm not any different than you, I kind of hook into it. Mm-hmm. And I hook into it perhaps where someone might ignore it or bypass it or overlook it because they're really busy. So I'll hook into that feeling and I won't let it go.
No, she wouldn't.
I will not. So you may go on to the next part of your life, but I'm not letting that go because it was something really awesome. Yeah. If I make eye contact with the producer right now, that eye contact means there's something really awesome going on. Yeah. The show's going to be great. I make eye contact with you. I make eye contact with the audience. I feel it. I feel what's happening. And I don't let it go. I'm designed, I guess, hardwired to search that because it is fulfilling in two directions. Mm-hmm. It hopefully is fulfilling to the other person, but it's self-generating.
I think she's holding space somehow. That's my interpretation. Yeah. Because Kathryn has a company called Bridge, and she takes people from point A to wherever you're bridging. Yeah. And I remember years ago when I went first time in her Bridge company, and she said, take a paper, and write what you want. And she gave me these little papers, and on each paper I wrote whatever I want. Yeah. And she said, there's this box, just throw it in that box. Yeah. And a year later, I went twice to Bridge because I was so busy, cannot make it to the meeting, but we talk on the phone, and we sometime met. Everything manifest, only one thing didn't. Wow. And I said, how this is possible? And I got it, it's her intention. It's her intention when she holds every conversation she has an intention. There is nothing which you will blah blah. We always produce. We sit an hour, we produce week work. And we go, how much we do that? What we done for this week? And we just go on. Then there is a sense of it. And I think she's connected so much to people and family and grandchildren and life, right? And she sense it, or there's a talent in it, right? Then I love that. I love she gives so much to people, like, you know, she's always doing somewhere. I wonder how she sometimes can manage that. So many organizations.
They say
super women.
no, they say ask a busy person to get something done.
Yes.
And it's easier for someone to get something done. But it is a reflection. The reflection you see is really the reflection of you.
Yeah.
Right? So, pardon me for taking a sip, but this is a beautiful cup, by the way.
So, excellent. And you also have it's a website that's called Gratitude. Is it gratitudegirls.com?
So it's, yes, at this moment, and it always has been, gratitudegirls.com.
Gratitudegirls.com. Okay,
Right.
Love it.
And my partner is Lori Dell in Tennessee.
Oh, nice.
We met on stage. Our story is there in that website, and it's quite amazing how when you meet someone and something happens and then it lives forever. So it's amazing. It happens. It does happen in life. And well, I won't say much about that because I think that can be discovered.
Yeah.
It is.
So go to the website. Gratitudegirls.com. Go and explore.
And perhaps you would like to be a guest on our show.
Oh, I would love that.
Okay, well then we can arrange that. That would be awesome.
I wrote a deck of cards that is in the final stages of graphic work right now, and the 44th card in this deck is gratitude.
Oh,
Yeah.
how nice.
Yeah. So it's exploring, because we talk a lot about being grateful, and I wanted to really explore from the aspect of if we are not grateful, what would happen to us, so that we really look at the benefits of gratitude, because to me gratitude and generosity go hand in hand. If you're grateful, it means you're a generous person. So if you want to cultivate more gratitude, practice more generosity with yourself and with others.
And may I add to that? So to be in gratitude, people can give, right? They can say, I'm generous, and here's money, or here's an item or a gift. But to truly be in gratitude is something that is beyond the giving.
Yeah.
It's to, like you said, it's to hold space for that, to really feel what that other person is feeling. And like you do right here on your show, like you do when you work with people. Like we do in the bridge. It's called the bridge. So sometimes we call it bridge just to shorten it, because the bridge is too many words. The 3-letter word in front of bridge is
like
just too long. Yeah, it's like D1, could it be that thing? We know the bridge is. Yeah. So what we do is we work with our intentions, and when we truly want to be in gratitude, and I think about this every day, what is it that I will do today that will keep me in gratitude, keep me grounded, allow me to keep the big vision? And sometimes it's those simple little things that we don't do. Or to look at the person and go deep into, what can I do for you today?
Yeah, and then hold it.
Right.
Hold it.
Listen and really interact with you, so that at the end of your day you might say, Rara asked me that question and I have that today.
Yeah.
And that conversation, had it not happened, maybe it would have taken place. Maybe not.
Yeah.
Our experience is we open the door, we create that space, we set the intention, and we bridge from where we are to where we're going, and we don't let it go. I don't let it go.
And obviously, when you met your beautiful friend Alena, whom we all love and adore,
Thank you.
She was at the lowest point in her life. She just lost her beautiful boy. And you stepping in at that point, you probably started that, I'm going to hold this space for this woman, and here you are all these years later. Yeah?
Tomorrow is 7 years.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, but what is it? When I was with my son, I never bring people in my house, because that was his space. Then when he wasn't here, she causes me to have a first party in my house, which called miracles for you.
Oh, beautiful.
And she organized absolutely everything. I invited people. She walked in the house and she organized everything. Everything was in the order. And that time I make my dimensional cards, and we give each one card. We create a gift for guests, and from that time my door never closed.
Remember that? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Remember that day when we did that, to have those people come in, friends, come into Alena's home,
Yeah.
people who love her. Walking in
amazing.
your door brought all of that love right back.
Yeah.
Into that space. So I want to just look at our audience and say, did you have a friend like that when you hit rock bottom and you had a big tragedy and something really bad happened in your life? Did you have a friend like Rara? We'd love to hear from you, and pop into the comments box. And let's applaud those people. Let's applaud the other Raras in our life. Because clearly Rara was there for you, Alena. So we want to give a shout out to people that were there when you hit rock bottom. So,
But let me just say something to that. Alena was there for me. I believe that is a reflection of what we were to do together. I believe it was a new plateau, a new rebirth of life, a time that we, you, I, the spirit of the love that you have from your family was to rebirth. So I don't think of the bottom, I think of the top. I think of the door opening, and I think of what needs to be next. So I believe that was for both of us to truly go and do what we do with people that meet us. We are so easily, we can so easily recognize that in someone, even if they cannot. We can see that, we can sense it.
It's very complimentary, because it's very interesting dynamics, because when people come to me, right, and they usually don't know what's next and how to get there, what is it in the way, then I will say, I remove the blinds and you take them on the journey, and she takes them on the journey, and it works like magic, because I'm not taking people on the journey. You do that job, because you are the journey girl, right? And we did the event not long time ago, the happiness, and with that little cake picture we took at that happiness.
So that cake?
That cake, yeah.
We had
I think we have an image for it, Michael.
Right.
Flash on the screen.
We did that. We bring people in the house, and what a fun! We're discovering what's their happiest place in life, and just bring that happiness alive.
Wonderful.
And I think it really strengthens the relationships, and people discover where they are. And I think it's important people don't get together for those things. We go, or we take classes, or we work, or we do something, but to get together and just with intention create and be present what we are happy, what we are grateful for, and stuff like that.
I'd like to, oh sorry,
carry on. I just want to say we've had a few replies to the question
I'll
we
give
asked.
a quick elaboration on this happiness party. So, you do something, you have it in mind, you're going to go somewhere. I would have loved to be a fly on the wall when we were buying for this party. So we bought the cake. We wanted to have certain things around the cake. That wasn't the right color. It didn't taste right. We tasted that. We drove the girl at the page. I don't know what we ate in order to bring home to make our presentation.
So half of the cake.
Put the cake, everything that we ate. Now we design it's just some food. What is it? Not for us. For us, it was a presentation of life. There had to be a certain amount of, Brazil nuts and macadamia nuts and everything. We had certain little candies that we opened. So we took pictures of, oh, look, here's the cake for our guests. 20 minutes later, the table was full in a design. I will have to show you the ultimate design. And we said, gee, we thought we were good 20 minutes ago. This got even better. So we had so much fun. That fun went into that event and what we did that night. And it wasn't a canned, I know what I'm going to do tonight. I'm going to put a few things on the table. And we really got into it. And
I think it's a creation. It really, and it's like you building, you have this little seed, right? And then you build on it and you build on it. And I think we have to stop sometime and stop be busy and build those seeds and those friendships and create those moments when we say it was worth of the living, when and just bring it alive from each of us.
Well, I like that you also called it a miracle.
Yeah.
Miracle party. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
It's called Miracles for You.
And then we had this happiness event, and it was a 2-hour event that ended at like 11:30 at night. When it comes to time, so we came into our house and we were like, oh, it's 2 hours. We have all that we need. It was 11 or 11 something. I don't even remember what time it was, but there were miracles and happiness all over the room. It was beautiful.
People were sending cards on the end.
Oh, exactly. We were taking pictures, sending cards. It led to a real gratitude, a moment where we were sharing what we all felt. It came right up to the surface. It was great. It really was great.
Yeah.
Okay, let's have a look here. So the question we asked the viewers was, did you have a Rara in your life, like Alena has her beautiful friend Rara in her life, who was there to just create miracles and gratitude and blessings? So Shannon says, I'm blessed to have a handful of souls who were there for me during rock bottom. Yes, beautiful.
Yeah.
And sometimes there's more than one Rara, correct? And then Joanne says, absolutely, I'm blessed to have 3 friends that were there for me when things started to fall apart and come together. Yeah. My girl Joanne Arjun is gratitude king. She's taught me so much about daily gratitude practice. Okay, so I know that what the girls get up to here is Joanne runs a morning gratitude text. So she sends a gratitude text out to a couple of friends, and then they have to send a gratitude text back. So they do that every morning. It's how they start their day. Isn't that lovely?
Oh, look at that.
Great.
It's contagious.
Okay, include us in
coming
that.
around.
Include us in
I
that.
think Zara's just joined us as well. Hello, darling. I think you've just did a post on gratitude. What are you grateful for on Facebook as well? So this is a part of the team that we work with, and in our businesses that are friends with myself and Alena, and they practice gratitude. They take it seriously.
See, it is serious.
It is.
Right? It takes a village.
Yes.
It takes a village of like-minded people
to
move.
Yeah. So just I want to ask about the promptings.
Okay.
Because today's topic was gratitude promptings.
Yes.
And we're going to get to eternal love. So hold it on eternal love. We're on promptings now.
When we went to co-debatement, he wrote the book Human Connection.
Human connection.
Yeah. And he is a prompting, right? Before he started to send out cards.
Yes.
And he was leaving his family. You can tell the story.
Okay, so The Power of Human Connection, that's the book that Cody wrote after he wrote the book Promptings. So in short, Cody was going to leave his home in Utah. Yeah. He was with his wife and his small baby daughter, Whitney, who was a few months old, and he was going to the West Coast. And he went home to say goodbye to everyone, and he wanted to say goodbye to his brother. And his brother was out. I guess he was doing some work. And he was up, and he wanted to go and hug him, but he didn't, and he was in a hurry, and his brother was, so he waved and he left. He made a connection, but it was in his heart to hug him. And once he moved, he got a call a few months later from his mom at 3 a.m. that his brother had been electrocuted. He was a master electrician.
Oh dear.
And he had passed away. He died. And Cody at that moment vowed that he would create something that would allow people to act on their promptings. And he built send out cards. He designed it. He built it. So do you ever hear of someone who has said, that's not going to happen. Yeah. You're never going to fly a plane. That's never. Yeah. So Cody heard a lot of that for years. But send out cards is a revolutionary. Yeah. It's a system.
Well, it's built out of, the whole business is built out of gratitude, a foundation of being grateful for the moments, holding those moments and not missing the promptings.
And letting them go, right? Yeah. And giving them away.
Yes.
And send out cards allows us to do that. So there is a book on this, and I may not be doing it complete justice because telling the whole story might take a little too long, but Cody designed his life in order to give this message. Wow. So Alena and I went to different events called Promptings Academy, and we traveled. We drove to South Carolina. I don't know where we drove, 18, 19, 20 hours. We've gone to Pittsburgh. We've driven, we've gone to San Diego. We have flown to Vegas. Yeah. We have...
on a prompt, obviously.
On a prompting, all in the vein of gratitude and promptings for send-out cards. And when we go to these events, amazing things happen, obviously, because we're creating them.
The connection, right? The connection. And so many people have that prompting to do something, but we don't. And it's so important to listen to it. You know, you never know, right?
Yeah.
And we have only that moment.
Yeah.
And when you cannot revise it and go back to it, you can do that. And we are grateful. We act on our prompting, right? And what is so important, you know, when somebody died, people get sick or they never happy or something, but the love, it's always there and never goes away, right? It's the eternal love which goes around, and it's just here.
So why do you call it eternal love? What is that about?
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's talk about love. It's still the same, right? You love someone.
Mm-hmm.
You don't sort of love them. I mean, you love them.
Mm-hmm.
You really love them. And eternal love, what does that mean to you when you hear the word eternal?
It just feels like we're love. For me, it's love beyond what you see. It is something that is timeless.
Yes.
So what about our audience? What does it mean to our audience?
Come on, guys, you
yeah.
tell us.
What does eternal love mean?
Yeah, that's a
the
good one.
conversation.
Ross asking you, what does eternal love mean to you? And let's see if you can pop a few comments in and let us know what it is to you. Yeah.
Because we can feel it from other side, we can send it, it comes always back to you.
Yeah.
It's the thing you cannot touch, you don't see, right?
Yeah.
And people sometimes say, "What you always said you love you love this, you love that, you love everything."
Yeah.
I said, because I do, because all we have, that's what it is. We all have that.
Yeah. Because whether you're in human body or you've passed to the other side, the only thread is love. I remember after my mom passed away, and the first time I had a real energetic, tangible connection to her spirit, it was pure love.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. You know, nobody comes back to you from the other side with judgments, and you should do better,
Correct.
or the things you would normally do in a normal human relationship.
Yeah.
The only thing that really is the truth is this eternal love, isn't it?
You know, last night I have this experience. I have two raccoons fighting on the top of the backyard on the branch, a very thin branch. I ran downstairs, opened the door. I said, "That's enough. Stop fighting." They turn, look at me, and they walk away. They gather on the fence. Tell people stop fighting. They will fight. They will never stop. They will fight a year later. And I said, like, look at this.
Yeah.
You know, animals are amazing. They love you. They love each other. When they fight, they want to die. And they 2 minutes later stop fighting. Go, okay.
They listen to you. They listen to Alena. I'd like to mention something about eternal love, and that's because you gave them a good directive. But on eternal love, you asked, what does it mean? And I know we're waiting for our audience to give us some answers. But to me, eternal love is something that I had a personal experience with that.
Okay.
More than one. But this one is about my husband.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I'll tell the short version. My husband and I were married 31 years ago. We were separated and then divorced for 16 and a half years, and we got remarried
Wow.
10 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And eternal love to me, I remember every single day how I woke up and what I said to myself. Now, when I tell the story next to my husband, he might tell it slightly different.
That's me. They will.
That's my disclaimer. But here's how it felt to me. Because he often says, that's not the life I saw you having, but this is how it felt in my heart. Every day I woke up and I said, is he coming back for... No, he's coming back for me today. Yeah. Is it today? Not is he coming back. Is it today? And 16 and a half years flew like that. Wow. Because every day I asked myself the same question. And there was that day that he did. And that day I said, I'm ready. I knew this day would come.
Wow.
And that's eternal love. Yeah. So the part of this story that my husband tells is, till life do us part. And he points to me.
Till life do us part.
And he points to me and says, that's the way it is now. And we're obviously a little bit older now.
Watch out, guys. If you think you're leaving your wives, you're in trouble. It wasn't till death do us part.
And if you don't hear from me anymore, text Alena because she'll know what happened. So we are never separating again. We have strict rules about what you see is nothing. Doesn't matter. That's not the truth. The truth is not what you see. It's what you feel. So we know that this eternal love is what you feel in your heart. And of course, my husband has a very lovely side to that story, but I myself thought he was living a different life as well. So for me, it is when you tell yourself something and you believe it day in and day out, and you know it will be because it's meant to be.
It's meant to be. All right, let's have a look. What we've got. Joanne says, "What a beautiful friendship you ladies have. I love it." Yeah, I feel like an outsider here, Joanne, because there's such a connection between these two women. It's quite beautiful to feel it. Shannon says, "Never ending, life to life, soul to soul." Ooh.
Wow.
Life to life, soul to soul. I love that description to describe eternal love.
Yeah.
That would make a nice card.
That would make a
We'll
very
make
nice
a card.
We'll make a card
Remember
for
that?
you. Okay.
Shannon, you're getting a gratitude card.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, that's fabulous. Joanne, you carry it through lifetimes. It's pure, original, and irreplaceable. Like carrying it, so eternal love being carried through lifetimes. That probably is a good question. Well, it's making me think of a question, Joanne. When you meet somebody and it's a stranger, but you have that feeling of deja vu, or like you know them, I think that's when eternal love is actualized in your new lifetime, when you incarnate into your new life.
Yeah.
So that eternal thread. I had that feeling when I met husband number 3, Paul. He is watching. Hello, darling. When I met husband number 3, it was that we'd never been apart, but yet we only just met. We were brand new to each other in these bodies in this incarnation, and it was like we picked up a thread that was dropped off somewhere else, and that thread has been, our guiding light.
Yeah.
We've been together 10 years this year, and it's been a blessing.
Happy anniversary.
Yeah. And it's the thread's still there. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
You see? Then that's all we need, right? In life, we really don't need that much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My word. Whew. Do you think we can have more than one eternal love?
We can have many, but I'm not coming back here.
We love ourselves, and that's one. And we love someone else, and that's more than one. So the answer is yes, because we need to love ourselves, correct?
Yeah. Okay, so we got to bring it to a conclusion, our show, but I want to just ask this from you ladies. I mean, you're both so positive, and your friendship is so solid, and I feel Alena floating, and I feel you grounding. I definitely get this match. I really get that energy.
Yeah.
But if you were to give the audience a word of wisdom, there's a lot changing in the world right now. The technology, the AI, there's this threat of all the markets changing with what's happening in America with the economy, and there's just a lot of unsettling things stirring in the energy at the moment. What would your advice be to our audience?
We'll give it separately, right?
Okay. A lot's come. I had that conversation with somebody last night. Actually, it's very interesting. You're saying that today, because it's gonna happen. What's gonna happen? What's most important for me is what I gonna do in that moment, and what I gonna give power to.
Oh, I love that,
Right.
Alena. Yeah,
Then
that's very wise.
We, when they do statistic, they will say on anything, they will say 50% of these people has a negative effect. We're going to say that medication doesn't work because that 50% has a negative. Why we didn't focus why 50% has a positive?
Yeah.
It's the same with the world, with everything. It's gonna be what's gonna be, but it's your choice.
It's your choice.
What you're gonna focus on in that moment.
So
We have resources. We have to go to 01. We have to really connect those resources.
Oh, I love it. That's wow. Okay, that's wow moment. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Can you ask the question again?
So, with all the stuff going on in the world today, and it's seemingly that things are pretty negative, what advice would you give? What would you say would keep our frequency high? What would be your words of wisdom to a world that seemingly looks like things are being turned upside down?
Okay, thank you. So negative, when you said negative, I thought about the moment where Cody's brother had passed away. And I see what Cody did with that moment. He took that sadness, that terrible feeling of losing his brother, and he created a movement.
Yeah.
So I would say to embrace the moment, regardless of what you call it.
Yeah.
Because it might be negative to you, but it might be a high for me. Depends on where I am in life.
And it could be the start of a new movement.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you truly step in and lean into what is happening, I don't mean walk into a burning building, but lean into the moment. Feel grounded in what is surrounding you.
Yeah.
And may I
Go for it, go.
come out of that mind
Yeah.
with something.
Yeah.
Come out of your brain, your mind, with something that was not there before. And that creates something solid to be grounded.
Gratefulness. So, co-development create relationship and planet with people.
Yes.
Yeah, we love it.
You know.
That's wisdom for Rara. I love it. I love it. I love it. Don't and what Alena and Rara are so clearly saying here is, don't get bogged down in the stories and the dramas that are out there, and just observe it, and then you have a choice to how you react. But your reaction could be to start a new movement. I think, and I love how you've brought Cody's story into it as well today.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Okay, we have to wrap it up. So we want to say to the audience that have been watching us, thank you so much. I hope you've remembered to share, and let people know that we have these conversations. I love these conversations. They're real.
They're real.
You know, this is real life. We're talking about navigating a world, because when you're spiritually aware and the world out there does weird stuff, I love that you brought in gratitude, promptings, and eternal love. I really appreciate that, because that's a conversation people should be having, and not talking about what parts of politics aren't working and the Chinese trade war. I mean, we're talking about things that really matter, you know.
Well,
Gratitude, eternal love, and promptings.
Yeah, you know, we can be aware of it, but really what's important to you, right? And build on it.
Yeah.
It's sustainable.
Yeah.
This is sustainable.
It is.
Because this is a power.
Yeah.
This is
it's a connection, right?
Yeah.
The power of human connection.
I wish you could see
Thank you.
Rara's eyes. She just has got these incredible eyes, and it's soulful. They kind of look into you like they're gonna, you can drown in it. You really are an incredible soul, and so grateful that you brought this beautiful energy, this beautiful woman onto the show, Alena. Yeah, she talks very highly of you, always.
It's mutual. The feeling is mutual. Thank you again.
Thank
you
you,
for
Kathryn.
inviting me and having me here, and thank you for sharing. And you're not going to be left out. Don't say
Oh, hold on. I'm getting the raw note. I want it.
Better warm up your hands.
Okay, I love you.
I love you too, my
Love
angel.
you.
Thank you.
you.
And we love you out there. We love our producer, Michael. He's been amazing
Thank you,
tonight.
Michael.
We love you, Shannon, Joanne, Zara, Diane. Can't see everybody who's joined up, but everybody who joined, we do love you. We appreciate you. Sarah tuned in earlier as well. We all love you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next week we've got Kathryn Blue, and we're going to do a psychic show again.
Okay.
Ooh.
Well, that's fun.
Thank you so much.
Thank
you so
you.
much. I
Thank
appreciate
you
it.
very much. Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you.
Cheers, guys. Good night.
Thanks.